Hello, and welcome to our discussion on the topic of leading for innovation. In this session, we will be looking at the fundamental aspects and questions of strategy, the characteristics and types of innovation, negative versus productive organizational tension, effects of research and planning in strategic experiments, and why planning is important for strategic experiments. So what is strategy? The term strategy has existed for centuries. In its simplest form, strategy is a plan of action designed to achieve a particular goal. Organizational strategy is the sum of the actions a company intends to take to achieve their long-term goals. Together, these actions make up a company's strategic plan. Strategic activity is a necessity when discussing the idea of innovation. There is no real innovation without strategy. Value chain, game theory, and the Delphi technique are useful tools when considering strategy and innovation. Value chain is the complex process of creating value for customers that involves linking specific activities together. When done effectively, these value-adding activities can make a huge impact on innovation and increase value. Game theory is the idea of changing the game when it comes to innovation and ideas, doing something outside of the box that has never been done before. This happens when a company creates something that consumers didn't even know they needed, and then has them standing in line to buy it, like Apple's iPhone, for instance. Delphi technique is a method of gathering information, insight, and opinions without requiring parties to be in the same room. It involves questioning and other types of surveys to help determine what consumers want. This is a good method for companies to use in order to keep up on marketplace demands, and it allows us to innovate in order to meet the demand. Innovation, growth, and change are key elements to the long-term success of an organization. If we don't grow, we can become stagnant and potentially irrelevant in the marketplace. We must continue to evolve and innovate to meet the ever-changing demands of our consumers as times change. The long-term health of organizations has always depended and will always depend on innovation. Competitors relentlessly copy great products, creative services, and best practices. The only way to avoid becoming old is continuously to create the new. 3 types of innovation we will focus on here are helpful for companies as they continue to evolve their offerings and execute on new ideas. Core innovation covers incremental changes to existing products and incremental inroads in new markets, as with Nabisco's 100-calorie packets of Oreos. Adjacent innovation involves leveraging something the company does well in a new market space. An example would be Procter & Gamble Swiffer, which used novel technology for dusting that would draw new customers. Transformational innovation focuses on creating new offerings to new markets. Good examples would include iTunes and Starbucks. The most successful companies in the world, such as Google and Apple, invest time, resources, and money on innovation. It would serve us well to follow in the footsteps of these innovative leaders to focus on innovation in our services as well. Organizational tension can be a very positive force within a company. Productive and negative tension is and should be embraced as commonplace within an organization's structure. It is this very tension that pushes us to achieve and accomplish more as we work to meet the needs of our consumer base in an innovative way. By focusing on cross-departmental communication and sharing while we also design innovative new teams to address the needs that the tension has brought to light, we can and will become more innovative as we work together to resolve each issue that is uncovered. For an organization to grow and mature, there must be tension, and that tension must be generated by conflict. The conflict of honest men and women seeking to improve the organization as a whole. How do you truly plan to innovate and experiment? The goal is ultimately to provide an atmosphere of innovation within a company where employees feel free to focus part of their time and energy on new ideas. And then how do we go about improving research for innovation? We do this by getting good at identifying the maybes. These are the often overlooked ideas and innovations. And the more the better. But we must also be willing to quickly scrap those ideas that are not providing value, even if we have money invested. The longer we wait to make this decision, the more costly it will become. We must then provide focused effort to the potentials in a test environment with a select test market of clients that closely matches the dynamics of our overall client base. By doing this, we will ensure the highest degree of success if and when the idea is rolled out client-wide. How do we improve planning for innovation? It is through the planning process that a hypothesis about the future of the innovative business is developed. Predictions are made, and at some later point, outcomes are compared with those predictions. Analysis of this comparison gives evidence that either supports or refutes the hypothesis. Now, we can also use the 7 principles of theory-focused planning to really help us in the planning process within our organization. And ultimately, by focusing on strategy, innovation, and experimentation, we will set ourselves up for continued growth and long-term success. Thank you for your time today, and I look forward to our future innovation and success.